So we have a whole network of people who are involved in making sure that this project is successful, because this is going to be the groundwork for the future.
The public's going to be happy. I think the folks that work in prison are going to be happy, and ultimately the inmate is going to be the happiest of them all, because now he can get out of prison and never come back.
California takes a path to positive change in the prison system. In May of 2007, state lawmakers passed AB 900, a reform measure designed to reduce overcrowding, allow more inmates to get into rehabilitation programs, and ultimately improve public safety. Governor Schwarzenegger appointed strike teams to develop an action plan to meet these goals. The first step, starting the Pathways to Rehabilitation project in California.
This is the foundation. This project is the foundation upon which all of our programs will be built throughout our 33 institutions and parole.
So what's the Pathways project about? Implementing gang management strategies, reducing overcrowding, and offering rehabilitation programs that are known to work.
The mandate was, yes, to deal with overcrowding, to deal with infill beds, and also to develop reentry centers. But fundamental to all of that were 13 benchmarks in that law that clearly communicated that the department had to demonstrate its ability to get inmates into education, vocational, and drug treatment services.
We have some talented people that work for the department. We have a lot of resources and tools, and we're going to put it together, and it's going to work.
Solano was chosen as the demonstration site for the Pathways to Rehabilitation project. The institution, 200% overcrowded, also experienced difficulties with lockdowns. CDCR staff worked closely with Solano's warden and his team to reduce overcrowding and increase access to rehabilitation programs. The first thing on the agenda, cutting off gang ties, which often leads to lockdowns.
I think that if we can remove that gang influence, then they'll be more free to engage in those programs.
This is where Operation Changing Tide rolled in. In March of 2008, CDCR conducted a 10-day operation. Officers gathered intelligence about prison gangs and disrupted groups at Solano. Their mission to get the ones causing problems transferred out.
On the morning that we came into this unit, we actually started operations about 2 o'clock in the morning with a briefing, and we had 20 Office of Correctional Safety team members, and that team was actually comprised of operators from institutions, gang experts from throughout the entire state.
Adding to the force, 40 additional staff members from Solano, including the crisis response team.
65 staff from all over the state participated in this exercise to come in, look at these targets, went through all their C files, went through all the intelligence we had on them, and then we set up an exercise where we came in 2 mornings in a row, one on level 2, one on level 3.
Officers brought the inmates out to the yard, photographed their tattoos, and interviewed them. While they were outside, team members removed their property and packaged it up. Officers spent another week looking for any intelligence they could find. Those inmates, more than 24, were validated as gang members and transferred out.
From the people that I've talked to, my fellow inmates, a large number of them were happy to see it, because, you know, when you have a disruptive element that's not only does it make it hard for people that are trying to do times and trying to do something positive with their life, it just overall makes the environment toxic.
And the fact that we had no incidences, no violence at all throughout the entire operation told me just how well prepared we were and what the outcome was of it. And it's the outcome, I think, that staff see on a daily basis.
The next step, reducing overcrowding and making space available for programs. Cleaning up and moving out, Solano deactivated a gymnasium which had been housing 225 inmates for over a decade. This is what it looked like before. And this is what it looks like now. An actual gymnasium that can be used for recreation, like basketball, ping pong, or other activities and rehabilitation programs.
It's really strange to look at this gym right now and not see triple bunk beds in it, and the noise and the humidity and just it seemed chaotic when you came in here. So it feels strange now.
I was here in 2002, and it's now 2008, and I just got moved out the gym earlier this year, and my bunk was over here to our left, and it's a big transformation.
Not only is the transformation taking place in the gym, but also in the classrooms. Besides offering classes to get inmates their GED, there's much more on the horizon.
In the future, they'll be exposed to anger management. They'll be exposed to programs that will help them deal with their financial issues, in addition to education and substance abuse.
Also, more attention will be focused on vocational programs. Maximizing classroom time and space is also in the future, offering classes to those inmates who work at the prison and sometimes can't get to the program that fits their schedule. And to make sure inmates show up and participate, there will be incentives.
They're revitalizing something that they had in the past. It's called a red card system, so that it indicates to staff as well as other inmates who have privileges for the yard, who has privilege to canteen, who has privileges based on good behavior and performance.
A great performance record and game plan, not only for inmates, but for California's prisons, part of making the Pathways to Rehabilitation project a winning solution.
If this department is successful in taking the resources that we have been given in terms of rehabilitative programming and even getting, say, a 10% reduction in recidivism, I think we're going to get our return on our investment.
We're going to start putting the inmate into the right program. All stakeholders are working together, whether it be mental health or substance abuse or education. Everybody's on the same table with the same plan and making that individual, giving that individual the actual tools so he can be a better person.
So that when they return to the community, they come back a productive citizen as opposed to recidivating and returning to the institution. It's a win-win for everybody.